Hey guys! So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I have been kind of thinking and wanting to talk about this topic for a little while now, but I just haven't found the right time or haven't felt kind of the confidence to do it. It's a very touchy and difficult subject, and so please bear with me, please be kind, and I guess we'll get started. So I wanted to start with giving a little bit of a backstory to kind of my history with depression and anxiety. I have kind of had my fair share of understanding with those conditions throughout my lifetime. When I was younger, I definitely suffered with depression. This is quite a few years, I think probably most of junior high and high school, but I was officially diagnosed with clinical depression, I think around grade 10 or 11. I have a history of depression in my family, so there is kind of that genetic side to it. And then also I had a lot of factors kind of growing up that added to that as well. In my teens, I was consistently seeing a counselor, I was consistently seeing my doctor, and I did actually end up going on medication to help treat my depression. I was always on a fairly low dose because paired with my counseling and everything, I did find pretty good results, but I did have, I guess with anybody who deals with depression, I did have a very difficult time coping and kind of moving forward with life outside of being depressed. I remember that time as a time of sleeping a lot, of not wanting to leave bed, of being anxious to be myself, to go and to see other people, to interact. I had a really hard time. I remember even growing up, I was so, shy, I guess, and anxious about any encounter with anyone else that my dad would he would try to help me kind of move forward with that, and he would, like every time we wanted pizza or to order pizza, he would always get me to be the one to call an order. And I would be absolutely petrified. Like my whole body would tense up. I would be so scared. I would just cry and cry and cry, but I wanted the pizza. So eventually I would get up the nerve and I would do it, and I'd call, and I'm very thankful for that, Dad, because I think that those kinds of things have definitely helped me become better at that sort of thing now. So essentially, I was dealing with this for quite so many years. I kind of was in this lull stage where I didn't really, I wasn't like at my worst, but I wasn't at my best, and I just kind of was coasting along. And then I graduated high school, and I actually decided to do something crazy, way out of my comfort zone, and pretty much insane for someone like me. And I decided to sign up to travel and volunteer in Thailand for 2 months. And this, I think my whole family was in shock that I even was willing to do this, because it was, something that it was very scary for me, especially being that young. And I was doing it by myself. So I worked my butt off at minimum wage jobs and saved up as much money as I could. I paid for everything myself. I was very proud of myself for doing that. And I hopped on a plane and I went to Thailand for 2 months. It was honestly the most rewarding and self-discovering experience I had ever been on. It really helped me open up my shell. It really helped me to kind of see different sides of life and to understand my own emotions and to feel like there are more things out there for me than just my depression. So when I got back, I really started to succeed in my mental health. I really was doing really well. Signed up to go to university. I was, starting to actually have a life plan and not do some of those destructive behaviors I was doing before. That's when Caleb and I kind of gave it our shot and started dating. Everything was doing really well for me, again, mentally. So fast forward to when kind of the infertility starts to play a role. So these past 3 years, I've been, again, doing really well. I haven't been on medication in years. I haven't had to do counseling in years. I've just been doing quite well for me. I still have my moments, where I feel sad and I don't understand why, or where I kind of have like a period of time where I can't really kick out of it. I just don't feel quite where I should be, but all in all, it hasn't been too bad. When you incorporate the infertility to something like this, I have found that it has been very tough and scary. And what I mean by scary is just that, like, I worked so hard to get to this point of where I felt comfortable with myself and where I loved myself and where I felt confident enough to leave the house and interact with people on a normal level, and that was very hard for me to get there. And now I'm slowly seeing myself move backwards, and I think it's because of all of the heartbreak and difficulty I'm dealing with infertility. Seeing myself sad more often than happy is kind of bringing those old habits and those old feelings back. So it's something that I'm starting to struggle more with because the infertility is becoming more strong and more detrimental to my happiness. I have now put so much emphasis on having a baby and being a mom in my everyday life. Like every minute of every day, I think about it. Every second, I dream of what it could be and what it should be, and I feel sad for myself. I feel sad for my husband. I feel sad for my family members, and it can sometimes be hard to kick yourself back out of that. I think I've been doing a really great job, considering how much bad news we've gotten and how much struggles we have faced in regards to this journey of trying to become parents. But I've been feeling especially that this last kind of disappointing news of the failed IVF has been kind of beating me up. It's been a little bit harder for me to regain myself, and I have to keep telling myself that that's okay, that I'm not perfect. This is just a part of how I am, and it's part of my life, and I have done it before. I have kind of gotten myself to a really great place before, and I know I will do it again. I just sometimes get a little frightened that it's going to be hard and it's going to be long, because infertility has been hard and it has been long. So I just wanted to kind of share some of these things with you guys. It is a very personal and definitely emotional thing, but it is important to talk about. Mental health is often stigmatized, and it's something that we need to understand is very common out there, and that there are many people dealing with this sort of thing in silence. Along with infertility, both of these things can sometimes be seen to be ashamed of, and I'm just sitting here telling you that even though I struggle sometimes, and things aren't always as great and amazing and happy as you might think, that we can get through it. We can make it to the other side. We can live every day and find the best things in life and focus our energy and our attention on things that are good and things that bring us happiness, and we can essentially make it out of this, and it will all be okay. So if this video has kind of related to you in any way possible, I'd love to hear your stories. You can leave comments down below. If you are not quite comfortable enough for that, that is absolutely okay. Our email will be in the description box below as well, and feel free to email me at any point. I love to read your guys' stories and interact with you guys as much as I can. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you for all the support always. We really, really appreciate it. And we are excited to move forward with our next transfer and to kind of try and focus on more of the positives that this journey has brought us, like a relationship with all of you through YouTube, the different opportunities that we have been receiving, and especially even the opportunity to hopefully meet some of you guys at Vlogger Fair in the next month. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in our next video. Bye!